Hello,
Hi.
hello, hello. There we go. Hello, and welcome to this. Oh, I found a zoom button.
Ooh. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Zoom is Z. Hello, and welcome to this Final Boss Fight live stream of Minecraft. My name is John, and I am joined by Ben.
Hello. It's good to
And
see you all.
we are here. We are here. I can prove it.
I know, and it's amazing.
And we are going to play some Minecraft. Craft. Power down, apparently. We got some things in mind of what we're going to do. One of them is eventually we're going to be sensible and we're going to install the thing that stops the black hole from forming in this box.
Yeah, for some reason, I think that's a good idea.
The other thing is we're going to build a nuclear reactor.
Which I also think's a good idea.
Technically, we're going to build a fission reactor, if you want to get real technical about things. We're going to build a fission reactor, and the first step of that is Ben is at an undisclosed location this way. I'm going to go over and see where we're building this place.
Oh, come past. Come back. So, this is the location. Down here is a waystone if you want it, John. It's just down the bottom of the stairs.
I already got that one.
And yeah, once again, this was a spot that Jen had come across, had started working on for their main base.
Yeah, this
And
was their
basically,
first base.
yeah, and just changed their mind. So we've got this perfect little place which has been started to be terraformed out. And I've got a plan to try and make this a bit more pretty. Carry on with the same sort of motif which is going with this room anyway. But
Okay.
underground, where up top is going to look nice and peaceful. But down, 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 John, what are we going to have?
Waste. Well,
Pretty much.
give me a second.
No
Need to,
worries.
need to work out how I'm building this steel and make it go faster. Oh, I'm probably building it using the foundry.
Very good idea. Now, what I'm thinking is this wide open space here, I want to kind of turn into a nice little thing that we can see from the map.
Yep.
Which means that at one point, but I won't do it now, is I'll probably be extending this out and we're going to make a nice little yin yang with a couple of cod, I think. So
Okay.
it's going to look nice and pretty from the top, but it's going to have a nice little, as I say, we will aim for either like a statue or something where we can then hide the other reaction thing which is necessary, which requires solar. And
Will
then we're going to get these barrels and
will
we're going to do what
barrels of
every responsive.
radioactive waste
Yeah.
spoil the view?
Well, I figured that if we place them, we'll do like Mr. Burns does and we'll hide them in trees.
Okay.
Uh,
Once we start filling these things with radioactive waste, because obviously this one
yeah.
is a nice empty barrel,
Yeah. So
we
it's the case
can't
that we
break
literally
them
just. Right.
because that will spill the nuclear waste, and then we have a problem. And the problem is we can't go near it ever again, or for a little while afterwards.
Ah, that's not necessarily a good thing. Right.
Radioactive waste.
Yeah.
Hey, the Gurks, this seems safe. This is perfectly safe. Ben and I are professionals.
We know what we does. Uh,
So the nuclear reactor runs on fissile fuel, which we get from this isotropic centrifuge that I'm holding in my hand. I'm going to set
Also
up.
safe. That's
I'm going to
what
set
we're
up
supposed to
a.
do in real life.
I'm going to set up a production line back at my base because I figure
Cool.
the nuclear fuel isn't dangerous. The nuclear waste
Yeah,
is
that
dangerous.
is the bit which is, yeah.
So that's the bit
I,
that we want to keep far away from anything we like.
which is the reason why, while we're here, I'm going to do what I does best. I'm going to dig. And I'm going to dig down. Not like that. Not in these places where we actually want the place to look nice and pretty.
But
Push
what
that back.
happens is we get nuclear waste.
Okay.
And nuclear waste can be used in a solar neutron activator to make polonium, or it can go into another isotropic centrifuge to make plutonium. Now, we want the
Okay.
polonium, but we do need some
Okay.
plutonium.
Cool.
We want the polonium to be changed into polonium pellets, which it can do via a pressurized reaction chamber, some water, some fluorite dust, gets us polonium pellets and spent nuclear waste. And that will
Sweet.
allow us to build the supercritical phase shifter,
Cool.
I believe. Yes, polonium and plutonium pellets make that thing. The supercritical phase shifter will allow us to turn excess polonium into antimatter at the rate of 1 bucket of polonium turns into 1/100th of a bucket of antimatter.
But then how do we make the uncle matter?
Oh, don't worry about that. But the polonium processing process gets a spent nuclear waste, which is still radioactive. It just can't be used for anything else. So what we can do is we can put that into a lot of nuclear waste barrels, and then over time, each nuclear waste barrel ticks away the waste that is stored in it. As long as it is spent nuclear waste, the waste just slowly goes away.
Right.
As long as we spread that out over enough barrels, it will slowly go away quickly enough that we won't build up on it.
And I have the perfect place where we can store it all. The Stellaris base. If we can move it over there.
Transport it very easily. Because it is waste. Radioactive waste. So
I think the creeper was volunteering to eat it. Okay, so we can't transport it. So
everything
I wasn't sure
we
if maybe
do
we could
will
use
need
those
to be
cardboards.
Everything we do needs to be done here.
Okay, so I could even make us a secondary chamber for the sake of storing, for it to tick down effectively.
Yep. Basically, that's the plan.
All right, I can do that. We can do that.
I need to remember which way my home is.
That way. Which, pointing whereas you've already gone doesn't really help. I say gone, you're there. Okay, it's over that way. It's
that
over
way. Fit a tree.
Don't hit the tree. That's not a good idea. Do hit the zombie. The zombie's a bad idea.
I've landed in my animal farm.
Have the pigs tried to take over yet?
Not that I noticed. They all still seem to be happy right now, so...
Which is good. That's a good start. Right, so for the sake of doing this, I want this to be a nice open plan. We have a nice big mountain over here. I can tell that there were meant to be some steps going up at this point. And I think that was sort of change of mind at a later point. But with stairs going up, I have a temptation to make a secret set of stairs going down. Or give a little secret location for us to jump straight down into the area. Oh, I actually got a perfect idea now. I know exactly what I'm going to do just as I start the other bits and pieces. I know what I want to do to try and add to this bit, and I'm sorry if Angel disagrees, and in which case we can make some adjustments and we'll leave the aesthetics to Angel. Over to Jen. But I reckon if we placed a nice Tory gate and had a elevator block to jump down with,
Yeah.
one, it stays completely aesthetic on the top, but underneath we can get the power. Now, for the sake that that's coming up over here, is that 3 blocks across or is that 4 blocks across? That's 4 blocks across. I can do something with that, I'm sure. But once again, do we want to do that or do we want to? Kind of like that it's a bit offset. The perfection of imperfection is a wonderful little thing. So I am going to start off to the side here.
Whoop.
And once again, Angel, if you dislike this a lot, I place this one on the record now. If you dislike it a lot, I will put everything back. But I kind of want to make this into a nice beauty spot. You started it off in a lovely location. The trees are wonderful here. I want this to be a perfect little grove and for it to hold a nasty little secret underneath. Okay, so first things first. Do I have any of those elevator blocks still on me? I'm sure I have at least some. The question is which backpack. There they are. Chucking into that, grabbing that, grabbing that, grabbing that. Yep, you're going to adjust this ever so slightly at one point, but for now, that there.
There we go. So you go to red, and then you can all go to blue, and auto sort. Going to use a few more redstone and probably get some power. Maybe get some power problems.
Okay, so.
One of the other main reasons I want to do this is I could use the extra power.
Yeah. Well, I figured that one, to be fair.
So I think that's going to be a big help. Let's get some things. Continue teaching my system the basics of certain mods. So steel casings can be made like this. You know how to build all of those things. Excellent. Into the assembler matrix with you, and then I need to make a chemical infuser, which needs basic chemical tanks. And that. You're not using the right recipe, are you? Ah, you are using the right recipe. You're not using the right recipe, are you? I assume. No.
Ding, 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 ding.
Chemical infuser. Let's go again. Yes, perfect. So actually, you are gonna go here. Except I wanted to face the other way to place you. And then you are gonna go here. Except I wanted to face the other way to place you.
It's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of with the mechanism, it's like, oh, for God's sake, why isn't this working the way I want it?
One of the useful things with a lot of the machines in the latest versions of the mod is that you can change the sidedness of them.
Which is very, very cool, actually. I didn't realize you could do that.
Which didn't used to be a thing. And that used to be very annoying. So the recipe for soda is hydrofluoric acid and uranium oxide. Uranium oxide is yellow cake uranium in a chemical oxidizer. Yellow cake uranium is uranium in a... So I need a chemical oxidizer. Dink, 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 dink. And one of them. And, oh geez, one of them. And then all of this stuff as well. Perfect. Chemical oxidizer goes here. And then I needed the enrichment chamber. And that goes there. And then I'll work out the power running under this. Cables, please. And a gate. Let's get a top tier gate because this is going to need to run fast. Or it will do when I've put all of the upgrades in it.
This is on level now.
Okay, so I need uranium. Oh, do I want to build one of those? Yes. But not yet. Or do I... And I'm having ideas.
We've been warned about that.
I'm going to start off with just some basic uranium processing, but I might do a thing to get us more uranium from the uranium that we get.
Cool. Okay, so
it's a good idea to do that sort of thing.
That is a start. That is a start. Which case, we now just...
So you should be output to the right, auto eject on. You should be apparently that's the front, should be input.
Just gonna go in for that, take a couple bites of my food.
Back should be output. And you should be output to the front. And I'm going to guess chemical 2. Did I not set you to... Oh, chemicals. Output to the back. And now I'm getting uranium oxide. Who's anium? Oh.
My anium.
And actually, if I put the gate here, I can hide it by putting the floor back in. I should also hide it by putting the ceiling back in on the building I broke the ceiling to.
Probably an idea.
I should also at some point come down here and work out why this building's that room stopped working, but that sounds like a job for future John.
Ah, yes. The brave adventures of future John. He
So
hates John. What's that?
Step 1 is done. I'm getting uranium oxide into the chemical infuser.
Sweet.
That's the easy side of things. That's the easy side. Because now, if I look at uranium hexafluoride, uranium hexafluoride, the gas or the chemical, takes uranium oxide, which I've just made, and hydrofluoric acid. And hydrofluoric acid comes from a chemical dissolution chamber with sulfuric acid and fluorite. And that... So, chemical dissolution chamber. Let's build the steps. Chemical dissolution chamber. Needs 2 of these. Should really have taught you how to build those by now. I need an osmium compressor. Okay. I'll add that to my little setup over here. That will be the last thing I can output from that particular line of ME. So, osmium, compressor, no, I need chemical dissolution chamber, needs refined obsidian, which needs refined obsidian dust and an osmium or 200 millibuckets of osmium ingot. So I guess I can just do osmium the same way over here, right? I can just not sky osmium, regular osmium. 5 ingots there, and a laser node. And a counting filter. It's insane how fast my auto crafting is right now.
Cool.
This quantum computer,
it would be.
It's shocking that a quantum computer is quite good at doing things. Osmium. You want to keep in stock 1 osmium on the down, and actually, oh no, stop rotating that. On the up, you are going to be extra, and on the back, you are going to be input output. And you're just going to put energy into any side because why not? And then if I do that and that, we should keep 1 in there. Perfect. And then I just need to make a pattern for refined obsidian ingots. Is this without the osmium, because I'm keeping the osmium in stock already. In you go there, and then a chemical dissolution chamber. Should just be as simple as pressing those buttons. Maybe getting some more upgrades. And also remembering to tell this machine that it can auto output. Always important.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so chemical dissolution chamber goes here. And then the uranium hexafluoride comes from hydrofluoric acid, which gets chemical dissolution chambered from sulfuric acid, and sulfuric acid comes from... Do I have a lot of sulfur? Don't think I do, so I need a chemical infuser with water vapor and sulfur trioxide. So a chemical infuser again. I've already built one of those tonight. So it is at this point I'm going to realize I do need the computer system to build chemical tanks. I'm going to bite the bullet and teach it how to.
Cool.
And then we're going to say chemical infuser, build me all that stuff. And it did. Because that's what it do. And then that is going to need, for the water vapor, I need a rotary condensator.
For some reason, for a second, I thought you were going to say chicken.
I'm gonna need a chicken.
Must be why I thought we need a rotisserie chicken, but still, or a rotary chicken. But nonetheless, for some reason, that's the first thing which came into my mind.
Understandable. Somehow.
Well, that's what a lot of people say about me. I am understandable.
So this can go here. And that's going to spin me some water right round, baby, right round.
Like a record?
Yes.
Wow, round, round, baby, right round. But does it work when you go down, down?
A certain amount. And then I can't remember what the step is I'm working on. So I was at sulfuric acid. So the recipe for sulfuric acid is water vapor and sulfur trioxide, and sulfur trioxide is a chemical infuser of sulfur dioxide and oxygen. So I need another chemical infuser, and that is a chemical oxidizer. So I need a chemical infuser. I can't even finish clicking the steps before it's finished building some of the things. And a chemical oxidizer. And that, and no, apparently one of them. So you go there, and then you go there. And we're going to start off with sulfur. You go into the chemical oxidizer and you oxidize into sulfur dioxide. And we're going to run some power cables over to you so that you keep working, because if you don't have power, you tend to stop.
Yeah. Funny how machines work that way. Almost like me with my coffee in the morning.
And chemical-wise, you are going to output to the left. And so now we should have sulfur dioxide in there. And to get that working, I'm going to need an electrolytic separator. Which means I need iron dust, which means I need iron and crusher?
Well, Wesley.
Sag mill. Not quite.
No one needs Wesley Crusher.
I mean, if he's around, but I don't think that he can condense metals with his bare hands.
Never doubt Will Wheaton. If he can make any set of dice unlucky, he can do anything.
You're not wrong. He does have an uncanny talent for bad dice. So I need to make the electrolytic core, and then with that I can make the electrolytic separator, And then the electrolytic separator, I'm also going to need a sink. No, I don't, because I've got infinite water, don't I? Yes, I do. Thank you, me. So the floor can go back in there. And I'm going to just make a little bit of a hole in the wall. Oh yeah, look, this is the wall. Let's get an interface. Shouldn't need an extended interface. If I put the interface, say, here, and I get some cabling to run down, say, in the right place. I'll put the wall back in again.
Always a good shout.
And then interface, I need you to have water. Okay. Interface, I'm going to need you to have water. Say 4 buckets, because apparently that's the most you can have. And sulfur. I need to work out, how am I getting sulfur right now? Is there a good way of getting sulfur?
And to be fair, I have an abundance of sulfur ore if you'd like it.
I'm just wondering if there's a nice way that we can
Oh, I
make
know. If there's a nice technical way as well, I get it. But as I say, if you want it.
sulfur out of nothing, and there doesn't seem to be.
Oh. I don't know why I find that more curious.
And then I want fluorite, which I might need to start processing, and I need uranium ingots, which I'm definitely going to need to start processing, and I'm going to make a better way of processing them. And then I'm going to get laser IO. I'm going to get like 6 nodes. Done. You're going to get 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, and then is it 1 there? Sure, that was very close to where I wanted you. 1 there and 1 there, and I'm going to remember how to set the colors, and you can be a nice greeny sort of uranium-y color. And on the down, you're going to extract items and also fluids. So I'm going to need some fluid cards.
My mind immediately jumped to Yu-Gi-Oh! For some reason. And I play the fluid card as a trap. Face down. And then my turn. Yugi, I don't think you're supposed to tell him what the trap is.
Oh, right.
It's okay. His death. No. He is the personification of death. They're different things, Yugi.
So I definitely don't need to filter what type of fluid, because there's only one. But on the down on both of these, you should be taking fluid, and you should take fluid, and you're not gonna try and, oh no, you probably can't actually put it into that block. And you are deconcentrating, good. And you are gonna output to the left, sure. And then my laser wrench, that one and that one. And so now I'm getting oxygen and hydrogen. I don't want the hydrogen, so we can get rid of that. And I want to say on the side config for chemicals, you can output light blue, which should be the oxygen, and you will want to take from the back and output to the left. And then I may want to plug these things in. Okay, so you are now getting sodium trioxide. And you're outputting it this way, good. And you are getting water vapor, which we're going to start outputting to the chemical infuser, and you are going to input from the back, yes, and you're going to output to the left the sulfuric acid, and you are going to input from that side and output to that side. Auto eject on. No, maybe, I don't know. Can oh wait, was that not, that was not chemicals. There we go, and okay, now I need, on the down, you are gonna insert sulfur. Sulfur. Do I need a node overclocker? Probably. Where did that node overclocker go? In there. Okay. Oh, do I need to tell you that you can take things in from the top? Of course I do. Why are you not working now?
Well, I got home and I don't really fancy going back. Oh, you mean your machine? Got it.
I mean, you take sulfur dust, yes. Yes. You accept items. Oh, did I disconnect you again? Yes. That's why you're not working. You're not plugged in anymore, but you're still a funky green color. Okay. And then you on the down. First of all, you on the up are going to accept items. And you on the down are going to insert filtering to fluorite. Fluorite. I don't know how to spell it. Fluorite.
The flu.
You can connect like that. And then you should really speed up a little bit. And then that's going to make the uranium sulfur oxide. And you are going to output to the front. And you are going to input and output there. And we've now got fissile fuel.
Cool.
You, by the way, I need to... You are inputting... And you are going to input uranium. Uranium. And then once we actually have some uranium in there, it'll actually work.
Cool.
So... let's get some uranium processing occur. He said in a way like that's a perfectly ordinary thing to say. Start with a purification chamber. So I think I'm going to build this. Production line. I'll build it just up here. Wait, we have the chemical cards, don't we? Yes, I think we do. Yes. Okay, that could be fun.
Okay. In a second, let's take half a break from digging in a moment. So I have got down to a level I'm literally just digging out area now.
Okay.
I do like the fact that we're both doing what we do best. You, quantum mechanics, me, digging. But what I'm going to do in a second is I'm going to take a break and I'm going to make one of the Tory gates up top.
Okay.
Mainly because I carry on hearing things and all that. I know it's one of those where I've gone down so far that they make noises. But when you get things like, it sounds like I'm getting to the point of thinking I'm hearing whispers. That's not right.
That does sound concerning.
But once we turn this into a lab, I'm sure it won't be that at all. But so once again, I kind of want to make this a sort of thematic little area or sort. So I am giving the ground space which you requested. I'm going to give you the roof space which you requested. Congratulations on getting yourself and cleaning your gauges. But I figure once I get to the middle of here, I can start working on a dash of aesthetic. Not much, but it gives a break. And sometimes you need a break from just doing the same thing over and over again.
I mean, entirely fair.
But so far, I have dug out half of the ground space. Only 5 blocks high so far, so we're not doing anything utterly miraculous yet. One thing I did need to think, was Tanny looking for mithril? Or still looking for mithril, should I say?
I believe at one point they definitely were.
I wasn't sure if it was just for a sword or whether they were trying to make a set of something. The only reason I ask is apparently my new highly upgraded pickaxe, when it starts going through stone when there's not meant to be anything else there, it starts adding in random ores.
Yeah,
And
that's a useful upgrade.
it's a very useful upgrade. At the same time, I now have a load of mithril which I have no need for. Well, at least I say that at the moment. I might decide to try and do something with it at one point just for the sake of experimentation. But beyond that, I don't really have a need for it. And if Tanny does, I think I'll just sort of chuck a load of ores into a bag near Tanny's at some point.
Not a bad
There's
idea.
a whole bit of, I have no idea. Whoa, we've got a party going on over here.
Yeah?
All right. You like to hit my stick. There we go. Boom, boom. And we got a spider go. Boom, go. We'll leave you alone because you don't... Oh, baby skeleton. Not anymore. Creeper, gone. Oh, we got a necromancer. Boom. Wow, okay, you went down quicker than anybody else. Crying out loud, there's necromancer. The zombies took longer than it did. Not meant to be a challenge. It's one of those bits where I come to realize that on the ground up top, maybe I should start putting something down to, stop the spawners, but it doesn't really matter at the there isn't really anything here yet. So I figure, it's fine.
Yeah, not a terrible idea.
Well, I think I'll start that one off on to throw down the first Tory gate and we'll go from there. Because once again, I want to stick with the aesthetic which is already here. And the aesthetic which is already here is very much on the sort of Japanese, the Sakura sort of feel. So sort of playing on that, I just have an idea of what I want to do here. I need to get back to mine so that I can go and acquire some of my own bits and pieces and start throwing something together, I think. Because what I'd like to do is 2 iterations. The one which is above ground and the one which is below ground. So the one which is above ground, I want it to feel like it's a bit more traditional-like. Feel like it's got a bit more of a natural to it. But once you go underground, is where you start getting a bit more of the fun stuff. Where instead we're going to go more thinking that it is a location where you wouldn't want to have anything which could potentially, well, the chemicals could react to. Normally, plastic is the way to go. So I'm going to create 2. One for above, one for below.
Fair.
Or at very least, that's the plan.
So I need now a crusher. And you are gonna input from the right, output to the left, auto eject on. And you are gonna input from the right, output to the left, auto eject on. So and we're going to get an enrichment chamber. And you are going to input.
That's done. That's
output, auto eject on, and I'm going to need more cables. No, not cabbages.
I think cabbages are useful as well sometimes.
Well, in their own way, obviously. And then I need the... what is the mech furnace called again? combiner, digital miner, metallurgic, energized smelter. You in there, you there and there. Thank you very much. You go there. And then actually that could be fun. Raw uranium comes here. I need 2 more laser nodes, please. One there, one there.
That does that. Good. There we go. That's what we needed.
And instead of the filter, you can just be on channel orange. And you extract on channel orange.
Why don't you do that?
And you input raw uranium. Okay.
Yeah? What's happened?
So, I got my nice little setup running.
Cool.
I'm getting a little bit more uranium than we'd normally get.
Also cool.
So, raw uranium can be processed in multiple ways. You can smelt it 1-to-1 in raw uranium becomes 1 uranium ingot if you smelt it.
Right.
Which is fine. But if you put it in an enrichment chamber from Mechanism, 3 raw uranium turn into 4 uranium dust, which can be smelted into 4 uranium. So 3 raw uranium become 4 processed uranium.
Okay.
Which is fine. But we can go better. In a purification chamber, 1 raw uranium becomes 2 uranium clumps, and 2 uranium clumps become, or 1 uranium clump becomes 1 dirty uranium, 1 dirty uranium becomes 1 clean uranium, and 1 clean uranium becomes uranium ingot, which means we are getting 2 for 1.
Huh. Okay.
And all it takes is a couple of extra machines and some oxygen.
Interesting.
Mechanism used to have a 5 times ore processing setup. It took a lot of work to get to it because you needed to get like the high tier mechanism components and some
Makes
chemicals
sense.
and things to actually make it run. But it used to be a fun setup. They have slightly nerfed it now because it's like they've nerfed all ore doubling and tripling and such
Yeah.
like things. But also, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means it's a different process now. So, in theory, I could, if we wanted to spend all the time to do it, take three raw uranium and some sulfuric acid and throw it in a chemical dissolution chamber, and that would get us 200 millibuckets of dirty uranium slurry. And the dirty uranium slurry gets washed into clean uranium slurry using a chemical washer and some water.
Okay.
And then the clean uranium slurry gets crystallized into uranium crystals, and the crystals get turned into shards, and the shards get turned into clumps, and the clumps get turned into dirty uranium dust, and the dirty uranium dust gets turned into clean uranium, which gets smelted into uranium ingots.
Wow.
But that's a big processing line, and it requires some top-end chemicals, and I don't feel like setting that up at the
I can
moment.
understand that.
Not to say we won't ever set that up, but also I've set that up in the past. What I am going to do is I've got a lot of upgrades.
Upgrades are good.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 machines. Okay. So I need 10 more energy upgrades. And 7 more speed upgrades. Alright, let's start speeding this process up. Well,
Yeah.
that's a pretty good setup.
Confidence always sounds good.
I think the next step is teaching my computer system how to build the fission reactor parts. Reactor glass and fission reactor casing. And fission reactor ports. I'm going to need more patterns. Fission reactor casing. And probably going to need the logic adapter. I mean, how many? Yeah, nowhere near enough for that. How am I doing on raw ingots? Not amazing. Do have some ores though. Oh. So how's it going over with you, Ben?
Right. So, well, there isn't too much to sort of scream and shout about for a moment. As I say, I started digging down below. I started deciding that I was going to take a break and start building a Tory gate, which is what I'm sort of starting on now. As I say, I just decided to make these lovely reinforced deep slates, which required a bit of the machinery I had back at base. I also had to try and find some Acadia, which I figure it's got a lighter color, but would go with the wood side. So what we'd start off doing I can't remember exactly how tall, but it's not going to matter too much for us to start doing this. I can adjust later. But we end up with that. It's a bit more orangey than it is red, but I feel like it's got a nice little color
It
palette
works
to it.
well.
And it's got a good look to it. And then after I go up so high, and I'm literally whether I've gone up too high or not, but I'll figure that one out as soon as I've done this. But the whole concept is that once you've done that, right in the dead center, we have
Oh,
a little elevator already in. And as I say, I started clearing out this area before, okay, take a break, I'll come back again. So effectively, all the way I've measured out, so from this corner to that corner is 25.
okay.
From this corner down to the last light is 40. There is a reason why there's a little extra, which is that we're going to throw down a plastic Tory gate down here. I'm going to put in a specialized floor and all this lot.
Okay.
Basically, I'm going to make this look into a nice little lab situation that we can then adapt into our little nuclear site.
Makes sense.
But yeah, it's just one of those bits where a little bit of time for it, that's all. But I figure making a nice little aesthetic as well, so it's in and gives us a good clue as to where to go is beneficial.
Yeah, not a bad plan. It's always useful to remember where your hidden lift is.
Exactly. And plus the other side of things that can carry on, because you could tell that Angel was working on something around here. So it effectively has something to still be able to build up to. We can have this little shrine up in this space where we'll make it a bit more enclosed again. And up here will be designed to look pretty, but have a nice open area in the middle of it for to process the solar side of the radiation. So once again, aesthetically, it looks lovely, but it has good function.
Yeah.
Or at very least, that's the aim. We'll see whether it actually pulls through that way. But yeah, as I say, it's on its way. It's just, as usual, steps and steps and steps.
So I'm wondering, I know it's a little bit earlier than we'd normally finish, but do you think, shall we finish now because it's just the two of us and...
To be fair, for the sake of what we're doing in this one, I think that's fair. We've given
I
an
think
idea of what we're starting off.
we've got a good amount done. What I am going to do before fully finishing, I think if I do that, I get back home. No, I get to here. This isn't where I wanted to be. What I am going to do is just grab a high-level chemical tank and just make sure that we have a nice amount of fissile fuel stored. Because, well, we might as well have that machine running.
That is very true.
So I'm just going to make a top tier tank. I can't remember what they're called at the moment. Ultimate tank. I'm going to throw this down in front of this. And then everything will noisily kick back on again. Because there's suddenly space for everything. And this can store 8 million millibuckets, or 8,000 buckets of fissile fuel.
Cool.
So either everything's going to keep running perfectly hunky-dory for the rest of the week, or what's more likely to happen is we're going to run out of fluoride.
Probably.
Sort of the key things that we're going to want to work out automations for good automations for getting plenty of is uranium, ideally raw uranium,
Makes sense.
sulfur dust, and fluorite, because those are the three chemicals. Like, those are the three input points that are not infinite. Because the only other thing that, like, the only other things that actually get put into this system to make the fissile fuel is power and water. And I've got unlimited water.
Which is always handy.
So yeah, we just need to come up with ways to keep the other three things in fairly decent stock levels. But for now, I think we've got a good wrapping up point.
I think so. Actually, I'll tell you what, if you can delay for just a little bit longer,
Okay.
I think I'm making good progress. So at the moment, if you want to delay but not come over yet, I don't think
Okay.
I'm too far away from having at least one of these done, and I think this is going to look amazing.
While you do that, I am going to quickly look at that quantum armor I was mentioning earlier to just see. So the quantum processors I've got, ME wireless. I can't autocraft that at the moment, but I can autocraft one of those. So can I autocraft that and that, and then you can make the fluix.
Okay.
So I
Definitely
pop
make that quick.
those in. And then can you if I ask for the wireless access point, can you make 4 of those? You say you can, so I assume that you can, as you don't say you can and then can't. Okay, so quantum armor. That step is done. The quantum alloy plate is that recipe, and that's a big old recipe in the reaction chamber. Quantum alloy plate is that in the reaction chamber. I'm going to need to upgrade that pattern terminal, pattern provider, which means I need the pattern provider upgrade. And then in that goes, and then can I make the quantum alloy plate? Missing ancient debris. There was a way to make ancient debris, isn't there? No.
Oh god, I think my guy's only creating netherite scrap.
But are you just wanting ancient debris because it's going to be made into netherite? Let me see. Yes. Okay, so we can get netherite scrap.
Oh yeah, well, we've got tons of it around my place. Where I literally had tons in my pocket.
I really still want to build the particle collider, but
Oh no, by all means do it. I
not
appreciate the whole
not
concept
yet.
of wanting to.
Can I nick some of your netherite scrap?
Yeah. No trouble. You want to come over quick? I'll just jump out here and.
At your
Any particular
place,
amount you need?
like say probably 16 or 32.
Well, if I just chuck you 64 when you get here, or
Let's see, where is Ben's hall?
so, oh, I saw you disappear.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
at
you've gone over
yours.
to my place. Sorry. I mean, to be fair, if you go down to where my little minions are, they should have more than enough down there for you as well.
I realise apparently I've gone the long way round by going to yours and then flying to you rather than just going straight from mine to where you are.
It's the way it goes sometimes, isn't it?
But hey, you said to stretch for time.
That's very true. And as I've got just a little bit more left to do, but if I throw this lot to you now, you can have that nice big chunk of it. I'm sure you'll make good use of it.
Thank you very much. I just popped that
And
in
then I'm
there.
going to get the final touches on this one done, but
Ooh,
it's
that
looking
is
good so
looking
far,
cool.
isn't it? The last bit is just getting a little bit of black around the top, and I think as well. But I don't know whether this is too much or not right. Oh no, that's a good touch there, isn't it?
I think so. Just going to go and check that this quantum alloy plate makes
Yeah, no
itself
trouble.
now.
Right, so now while you're doing that, I'm going to just take a look at the last things I need to do to make these bits. Okay. Oh, where are you? Yeah. Why don't you come down when I've got a sword in my hand?
Because we're not daft.
Yeah. Oh, there's three of you. Oh, you're desperate, are you? Come on, then. Let me show you your maker. It's Barry. He's up there.
Hello.
Right, so we're going to do that. Da, 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 da. Actually thinking about we don't need tons. That's going to do that. Let me do that.
Okay, it's definitely not quick to make it, but it does make it. So can I make all of that? Yes.
Oh.
Oh yes, only about 1,000 matter balls going into making singularities to make the other quantum alloy plate needed. Good thing I automated matter balls a long time ago.
I mean, certainly when it works out for you, it's grand.
I mean, this is still saying insufficient power.
Interesting.
I apparently really need to put a bigger battery on my AE network for it to be able to store more power than makes sense for it to store. But on the plus side, I have now made myself a quantum helmet.
Sweet.
It stores a ludicrous amount of power. And it can have different upgrades put into it.
Cool.
And it looks pretty cool.
Which is very important as well. Okay, so... Oh, hi, John. I do like the fact I see you and I thought, oh, God, that's a new, interesting mob. No, that's John. Right.
So yeah, this is my new helmet.
That looks pretty damn cool.
It is
like a mixture between like a space helmet and a hood.
It is currently at about 20% power.
Oh, aye.
It's taking quite a while to charge up.
Oh,
But even just putting the helmet on has, you know, your little armor blocks.
yeah.
Mine currently goes round onto a second bar now.
Oh, sweet.
So
That does sound pretty damn cool, I've got to say.
I have half of a second armor slot.
Sweet.
And that's just from the helmet. And I don't know if there is an upgrade.
I mean, there's not one which I know on that side of things, obviously, but that sounds pretty damn cool, I've got to say.
I don't know if there is an upgrade that gives more armor.
I'd be surprised if there was.
There is a night vision upgrade that I'm going to have to check out because I have gotten very used to having my night vision.
Yeah. That annoying thing which makes it very easy for you to find bits. Okay. Right, so that's that. It's all the same. I gotta see.
Yeah, that's looking really cool.
Oh yeah, that's the stuff. About the only thing which I think it might be missing, but we'll leave that one for either Tanny or Jen to. I think the middle part, they normally have like a dangling decoration, so a banner. If we could choose a good banner to go in the middle there. But otherwise, I'm loving the look of that. That's got such a nice little feel to it. It feels set in perfectly with the cherry blossoms. I'm loving that. And I'm glad that I got you to hold on for a moment. If nothing else, we can finish with that.
Yep. And we will. Because I'm now going to say thank you guys for watching. If you haven't done so already, please do hit that follow button. It's a great way for you guys to know when we go live, a completely free way that you can support us on the channel. It really does mean a lot to us. Next time, one of the things I'm going to have to do between now and next time is have a look round for... Well, have a whip round amongst the group for lead and osmium and iron and potentially other materials, but we need the stuff to actually build the reactor.
As an odd question, how much do we need, roughly?
We'll work it out because I'll have to work out how
Okay.
big of a reactor we're building.
Because the place where I had the statue
Yep.
and that whole area got mined out.
Yep.
I was using this pickaxe.
Oh.
So I have a lot of resources of a lot of random bits and pieces. About the only one which I'll be using as well, which would be the osmium, because I've been for the second mechanism as well,
Yes.
or mechanism as well. But at the same time, I've been using that much. So
We'll
I
investigate.
might have that supply, but once we figure out what we need and all that sort of thing, we can come back to that.
Well, I mean, I looked at it briefly, and for making the top level of fission reactor, the 18 by 18 by 18, somebody has put up a, like, this is what you need for the highest tier. It needs
Okay.
1,920 fission fuel assemblies.
Okay.
To make that,
So,
I need
so it's
11
1,000 how many?
1,920 fission fuel assemblies. To make that, the only things I'm missing are 7,215 osmium and
7,215
11,167 lead. The problem is that then that also means we need the control rods, we need the fission fuel, the fission reactor ports, the reactor glass, and the actual reactor casing. So
Of course.
it's.
We've got things we need to work on. There's no denying that.
I'll get the full
But
numbers and we'll work out who has
listen,
what and so on and so forth. But for
I
now,
will start making and preparing the stuff anyway. But at least I have that little nod.
yes.
All things to look forward to. Anyway, once again, back to your side of things.
Thank you for
Back to the
watching. We have a Discord you can join to chat with us about the games we're playing and things that we're doing. We have a YouTube channel that you can go to catch up on all of the previous things what we have done. We have a website, finalbossfight.co.uk, that you can go to catch up on all the stuff that we do, including the store where you can buy things, things.
It's very nice and pretty.
A book, a PDF of a book that we have.
Yeah, it's a nice one.
It is. And we have the following streams coming up.
Ooh.
On Friday, not on the schedule at the moment because I don't want to jinx it right now, but we are hoping to do some Baldur's Gate 3 this Friday night. Tune in for that. And then on Sunday, Dungeon of Mad Mage continues as the group might trust the Mad Mage to show them how to get to the next level and out of Dwemer Core.
Oh, that's going to be fun.
On Tuesday next week, I'll be back with some more Dragon Age Inquisition as I'm going to continue trying to get through as many of the side quests as I can. I definitely want to finish all of the side quests of the companions before I finish the game. And then Wednesday next week, we'll be back, maybe with Tanny and Jen, to build a reactor and also some nice things, like more things like this Tory gate.
Hey.
But also a reactor. Don't tell anyone.
Shh.
Shh. Shh.
It's a secret. We're telling the end.
It's just
Nobody
between
will know.
us, two people what are viewing.
Well, you know.
Yeah, just
I hold hope that other people watch.
anybody that watches are back on the recaps or the.
If you're watching this on Deja Vu, you can tell whoever you are. That's.
Let us raid into Unifade Walker, who is doing some phasmophobia. Go give Uni some love. We'll see you guys again real soon. For now, so long. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.